I'm building an obsidian wiki of all my discoveries about FNAF. It's a long project, so when I finish each part, I'll present it here. Today, let's look for secrets in the FNAF 1 cameras. When the robots leave the stage, the three clouds behind them move. Watch the stars, the left cloud isn't in the same place. You can mouse over any image and click to zoom. Three clouds also appear in Stage 01, BB's Air Adventure, and Mangle's Quest. Mangle moves directly from the FNAF 1 stage to the Afton house as a cloud lifts, suggesting a secret passage behind them. FNAF 4 showed us the crying kid's house was next to Fredbear's, so this could work. Freddy's eyes turn into pinpricks of light when he activates. They start small but quickly brighten until you can see them across the dining hall. Foxy lurks behind his Out of Order sign in Pirate's Cove, which never made sense because he runs like a champion down the West Hall. FNAF 4 calls us out with a Out of Order teaser. All the classic robots were broken down in FNAF 2, but only Foxy is neglected in FNAF 1. Fazbear Entertainment has the money to fix all the other robots and replace the carpets every 90 days, so why won't they repair one of their stars? When Henry designed Fredbear's, he gave Foxy a special side stage. But when the building reopened as FNAF 1, covered in the next video, the new management turned the stage into an eternal prison. Security Breach echoes this. The original builder of the Pizzaplex loved Foxy and made him a movie star, but whoever took control next banned Foxy. Keeping a star robot offline without cause makes no business sense. The new management must have banned Foxy for personal reasons, both in FNAF 1 and Security Breach. FNAF 1 can't be the location where the missing children incident happened. Pirate's Cove is on the west wall of the central dining hall, but the Foxy Go-Go minigame shows the off-camera secret MCI room is directly east of it. FNAF 3 showed us FNAF 1's secret room is far to the northeast. It can't be the dining hall. In contrast, FNAF 2's map has a blank space just east from Kids Cove. Back during the first opening in summer 1983, this was Pirate's Cove, and Fredbear's was the open sister location, Phone Guy mentioned where the multiple Springlock failure incident happened. If FNAF 1 is a reopening of Fredbear's, it was open when the MCI took place at Freddy's. The position of its secret room and place in the timeline makes it impossible the MCI happened here. The West Hall has a ton of child pictures linking to all sorts of other lore. These pictures need their own video. While Michael Afton, Henry's nuclear family with Sammy and Charlie, Blonde Susie, and possessed pre-William Dark Springtrap all appear in this wall for the very first time. The West Hall also resembles Camera 2 from FNAF 3, similar numbers, camera angle, checkerboard trim, doorway halfway up the left side, and FNAF 1 Bonnie at the end. This is a clue FNAF 3 is a reopening of the FNAF 1 building. Fazbear Entertainment loves to lay low after a tragedy, then rebrand and reopen the same place about 10 years later. When you trace the changes this building went through, Fazbear's Fright is the 5th opening of Fredbear's. Foxy makes his power sprint down the West Hall, showing us he's not out of order. In the West Hall corner, Bonnie roars at the camera in a clear attempt to freak out Mike Schmidt, but Freddy's picture is worse. Sometimes one of his eyes goes dark, and he tries to tear off his own head. When both eyes go dark, Yellow Bear takes over, and we hear a giggling girl. The real Golden Freddy is a boy named Michael, but FNAF 1 specifies Yellow Bear makes the sound of a girl giggling, which flows down to become all of Freddy's laughter. Two ghosts are trying to control Freddy, and one is a girl who looks like Fredbear. Shadow Freddy also looks like Fredbear in FNAF 3's office cameo. Freddy and Yellow Bear have the same five-fingered bite victim handprint on their face. When we type in 1987 in Custom Night, we get bitten by Yellow Bear, who crashes our game the same way Shadow Bonnie does in FNAF 2. I believe Shadow Freddy is the Golden Bear ghost who attacks us in FNAF 1. Bonnie and Chica weirdly pass the open office doors twice before attacking. Study the map carefully. To pose for the corner camera, they pass the office once to get there, then a second time to grin at Mike from the far side of the doors. They had two chances to instantly kill Mike, but declined them both. You could even watch them walk right past and help wanted, as long as the hall light is off when they're right at the door. Nightmare Foxy does the same thing in FNAF 4 when he jumps into your closet instead of attacking directly. This is evidence someone else is controlling the robots. Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy don't actually want to kill Mike. The souls inside them are members of his own family, so they're pulling their punches to give him more time to react. If they wanted Mike dead, he'd be dead. I couldn't find anything strange in the broom closet, but if cleaning supplies are right here, why are so many cobwebs and bits of garbage around? These tall shows our first example of ghostwriting. Someone scrawled giant "It's me's" on the walls without breaking a delicate spider web. No human or hulking robot could be this nimble. The posters of Chica, Freddy, and Bonnie sometimes turn into 3 crying kids. This could be a link to the multiple spring lock failure incident at Fredbear's. Phone Guy says it happened at the open sister location his FNAF 2 building had at the time. In summer 1983, when Fazbear Entertainment first opened the new Freddy's, that would be Fredbear's. FNAF 1 is the reopening of Fredbear's, so that incident happened in this building. FNAF has a rule of thumb. Every multiple kill event has a different number of kids. 2 for June 26, 5 MCI kids, 6 for Save Them, 8 help wanted tombstones, 9 missing kids in Gregory's newspaper, etc. The different numbers help tell the different incidents apart. The 3 kid slot is open, and they seem to be here in the FNAF 1 building, while the multiple springlock failure event doesn't have a victim number yet. So it's likely the multiple springlock failure event is number 3. The East Hall resembles Camera 5 from FNAF 3, just like the West Hall resembles Camera 2. More evidence FNAF 3 is the reopening of FNAF 1. The East Hall corner is a lore goldmine. Chica, like Bonnie, passes the open office doors to pose for this camera. A very shadowy, very creepy Freddy gets in our face with their glowing pinprick eyes, very similar to Yellow Bear's during their office attack. If you see this, Freddy is in attack position. Close the door! The rules of safety weirdly specify don't touch Freddy. But all the robots are dangerous, kids shouldn't touch any of them. The management of FNAF 1 only seems to care about Freddy. They don't care about the others, especially Foxy. If this new management were Shadow Freddy, the giggling girl who seems to be controlling Freddy and perhaps others, would be messing with her vessel, and this order would make sense. The 4 lore posters nail down when and where key events in the story happened. Once decoded, they place Take Cake to the Children, the birth of the 2 shadows on June 26, and the 5-child MCI on the timeline in the very first game. Rumors FNAF's story had no pre-planning are greatly exaggerated. Like Fredbear's, the wall pictures, and Shadow Freddy, these posters need their own video. The backstage shows us something Phone Guy said was wrong. Bonnie walks right past an endoskeleton without a suit and does nothing. The robots are trying to stuff Mike Schmidt for a different reason. Then Bonnie gets in our face, suddenly showing pinprick eyes just like Freddy. Sometimes all the robots and heads in this room look at the camera. They'd all need to be possessed to do this. But only some of the heads have eyes. A Bonnie head and the Bear Endo stare at us with pinpricks. The game overscreen shows the Bear Endo wearing a Freddy suit. Phone Guy said her eyeballs and teeth would pop out the front of the mask, and he was right. 2 human eyeballs dangle out of Freddy's otherwise empty eye sockets, while the teeth below are uneven instead of the Bear Endo's symmetrical jaw. Let's think about this. We see robot parts in Freddy's joints, there must be an endoskeleton inside. Our eyeballs and teeth wouldn't relocate unless our head got crushed inside a robotic skull. So even though it seems to have empty eyes, this Freddy head must be a real robot head. A real, wearable robot head. A detachable, wearable spring suit head, just like Spring Bonnie and Fredbear. The robot parts are still inside, even though the head itself appears empty. FNAF 2's dream sequence hammers this home. Jeremy controls the endoskeleton inside Freddy, while a purple-themed entity possesses the outer robot shell. 2 entities are trying to control Freddy, that's why he seems conflicted. There are multiple Freddy, Bonnie, and Chica heads, but no spare parts for Foxy. We see the same in Follow Me's parts and service room and FNAF 4's back room. Foxy is a rare and precious robot. This makes it more likely the Foxy we see in Foxy Go-Go is the real one. They had metal feet, suggesting Foxy was a wearable robot instead of a cloth costume. The kitchen in FNAF 1 is on the minimap with a camera, but hidden. Even free walkers exploring FNAF 1 and Help Wanted couldn't find the kitchen, even though steel wool rendered many places in the building a normal player would never see. FNAF 1's kitchen must be behind a secret door, like the one behind the clouds in the stage. FNAF 2 takes this further by making the kitchen and all entrances and exits invisible. People visit the party rooms, so there must be a door somewhere even if we can't see it. Freddy makes a weird point of hiding in the girls' bathroom. They look like a shadow with glowing eyes, even under extreme brightening. Withered Freddy follows suit in FNAF 2. It could be humor, but it could also be a clue. Freddy's kid is Michael, a boy. But Shadow Freddy's kid is a giggling girl who's very possessive of Freddy, so for her, this is the right room. We finally reach the office. Mr. Cupcake looks at us while Chica holds another cupcake on stage. FNAF 1 showed us there were 2 cupcakes, something the later games reiterate. We get a better look at some of the West Hall drawings here in the office. Somehow, they seem identical despite being crude crayon drawings. We see more perfectly copied pictures in FNAF 2. In FNAF 3 there's a twist. All the drawings in the Puppets Hall are mirror images of pictures that appear elsewhere in the building. Springtrap has the same long and short ears on this camera. It's working fine. Normal children can never perfectly replicate and invert crayon drawings like this. They must be ghost art, like Michael Brooks and the Amalgam Kids drew in Charlie's novels. Scott made a point of blowing several of these pictures up to huge size and placing them in lit picture frames on the walls of Rockstar Row. These pictures are definitely important pieces of the story, and any potential solution to FNAF has to explain them. Freddy has 2 jump scares, the goofy blue-eyed one when the power goes out, and the frightening pinprick office attack that can hit you even with the door closed. The power jump scare is the only time we actually see normal Freddy in action in FNAF 1. Shadow Freddy might control Freddy most of the time, but not all, as his earlier conflicted picture showed. If you explore behind the FNAF 1 office in Help Wanted, you'll discover a secret escape route for night guards that was originally part of the floor plan when the building was made. Help Wanted made a point of putting exit signs in hallways leading to the office, an exit that only existed during its first opening. This is more evidence this building was something else before it was FNAF 1. Five Nights at Freddy's is an amazing puzzle where everything connects to everything else, so you can't explain only one thing and expect it to make sense. I hope this wiki will explain things better than my long videos. You can also scroll the top menu to read my notes about Obsidian programming and how to make a wiki like this for yourself. See you next video, where we chart the 5 openings of Fredbear's.